Hey folks, Steve Urban here. I've done numerous podcast episodes on the topic of remote work and the remote workforce. I've been making them for years, by the way, way before COVID, even before it became super popular. And I'm a huge fan of it. And we've built recruiting from Riderflex over the last 6 years, 100% remote. We've been 100% remote the entire time. And of course, I spent many, many years as an executive going into a location and driving to the office. So I have personally experienced both at many levels. So I feel like I can speak on the topic. So I'm a huge fan of it. I think it's good for society in so many ways. This particular episode is not me relisting all the reasons why I think it's great. This episode is me ranting a bit about some of the things I see lately in the news. It feels like the media and the news is starting to drift towards making us all think that companies are forcing everybody to come back into the office. I don't think that's true. I really don't think that's true. I think some of those articles and some of the push you're seeing is from industries, people, and companies that benefit from people going back to the office. Oil and gas, for example. Oil and gas benefits, right? Any oil and gas company benefits if more people are on the road commuting. Commercial real estate, for example, benefits because you still have to rent offices if you want people to come back, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, a long list of businesses that financially benefit if people are, in fact, on the road commuting to an office. I think there's a push, almost like lobbyists, from some of these types of industries to get big companies to get people to come back to the office. And then I think there's a push in the media to make us all think that that's what everybody's starting to drift towards. Like everybody's starting to demand that employees come back to the office. I don't think it's true. I don't think a lot of companies are doing that. And I'm here to say for the, 200th time that remote work is here to stay. Like technology is not going backwards, folks. I mean, it's not going backwards. I mean, pretty soon we'll probably have screens that pop up in our house in a room where it looks like we're all standing together in a huddle, like in a conference or something, or maybe it'll make it seem like we're all sitting around the table when we're really not, or whatever. I mean, the technology is just going to keep getting more and more and more advanced. Human beings getting in vehicles and driving an hour to work to walk into a building just to open up a laptop and pound on the keyboard and talk on the phone. No, we aren't going to keep doing that as a society. I predict, as I have said many times on this podcast, we will look back at some point as a species and we'll ask ourselves, like, wow, really? Like we made people drive an hour and a half just to go into a building so they could open up a laptop and do work? Like, really? Why'd we do that? We're not going backwards. So for all of you old school CEOs out there that are still just absolutely convinced that people are more productive when they drive into work, it's not true. I'm just telling you. And by the way, I think it's really fascinating to hear a CEO rant about why making employees come to the building is better when they've never tried remote work themselves for a lengthy period of time. I'm not talking about 30 days during COVID. I mean, if I've done remote for 6 years, and I know many other CEOs that have done remote work for many years, if you give it a chance, it is better. I'm just telling you. And for those of you that think you're going to make everybody come back to the building, you're just going to you're just going to miss out on good talent. You're going to miss out on great talent that just doesn't want to do that. They do want to live outside the city. They do want to move back home where they're from. I mean, maybe they're from Kansas and they want to live in Kansas next to their family. Maybe they don't want to live in New York City, right? But they're super talented. Why would you pass on that talent? I just don't get that. So anyway, just yet another rant on that topic of remote work from me. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day.